Hey trackies, welcome back to another video here on TXT Track Time. Please remember to like the video and also subscribe to the channel. So trackies, recently Steve Francis, the guru himself, the big man at MVP, had a sit-down interview where he talked about Shericka Jackson's exploits in 2023. And I'm not gonna lie, again, Shericka's exploits for 2023 have been ridiculous. A very impressive season for her, especially when you consider that she only recently took up the sprints. And I'm talking about in 2021 is when Shericka really started running the shorter sprints. So yes, he had a sit-down interview as it relates to her exploits. Now, when you look at it collectively, he had this to say: nobody is ever perfect, but it was not disappointing for the most part. There are a few times when you felt she made some mistakes, but overall it was okay. So, trackies, that is what Steve Francis had to say about Shericka Jackson's season collectively. No, I'm not gonna lie, we are raving over her season and how phenomenal she did, and Steve is like, meh, it was okay. No, I found that very interesting. Now, trackies, he did further go on to say something even more interesting to me in this interview. Now, he said, based on history, we felt that the best opportunity would have been the meet in Eugene. Now, what is Steve Francis talking about? Clearly breaking that 200-meter world record. Now, a lot of people know that when it comes to, running super fast, Eugene is the number one track, I would say, in the world for breaking any world record. So Steve Francis and Shericka was definitely eyeing, both of them were eyeing, breaking the world record at the Eugene track or on the Eugene track. But Steve Francis goes on to further say, I didn't believe that running the 100 meters would have affected her as much as it did, but that is part of life. So we just have to try again whenever. Trackies, it is getting very interesting. Now, according to Stephen Francis, if Shericka Jackson never run the 100 meters, potentially that world record would have been gone, because running that 100 meters the first day in the Diamond League finals affected her so much to the point where she was not able to execute a phenomenal 200 meters and shatter the world record. But again, he says it's life and you learn, you live and you learn pretty much. So next time they'll know much better. And trackies, with that said, the most shocking statement that came out of Steve Francis's mouth was, it probably might be that we will have to seriously consider her not doubling up at these kinds of events if she is going to get a real shot at that record when she is in form. Trackies, this is the most shocking statement that came out of Stephen Francis's mouth, and I'm going to tell you why in a little bit. Now, he also further goes on to say, I think once she is in form, she should be able to, but there has not been much help for her in terms of win assistance and so on. We probably might have to go to Mexico or Kenya or one of those places, and who knows, but it is a bit too early to say right now. Trackies, let that soak in. Stephen Francis says that they will have to seriously consider her not potentially doubling up at these kind of events. No, he went on to talk about her going to Mexico or Kenya. But when you look at it realistically, trackies, Mexico or Kenya, as it relates to the season, a track and field season, that usually comes typically earlier on in the season in terms of meets that may be held in these countries. And if it's earlier on in the season, trackies, it also means that Shericka is not in tip-top shape, because as we all know, MVP athletes peak for trials, peak for the championships, right? So we're not going to be seeing a Shericka Jackson come out in May and be in world record shape. I do not expect that to be the case. So let's examine again the point where he says at these kinds of events. Is he talking about potentially the Olympic Games, the World Championships, and of course the Diamond League finals? Trackies, that is the vibe I am getting, because really, when you look at it, where else is Shericka Jackson really going to be in the best shape of her life? One is the Jamaican National Championships. That's an opportunity for her there. The second time, of course, and I'm talking about in 2024, if we're being specific to the next year, is the Olympic Games. And then potentially after that will be the Diamond League events that follow the Olympic Games. Those are the only opportunities that Shericka will get to break the world record. And again, if you look at the major ones, it includes clearly the Olympic Games. So is it a case where Stephen Francis is saying that, look here, we may seriously have to consider not doing that 100 meters at the Olympic Games next year? Because this whole Kenya slash Mexico comment doesn't really make any sense. Now, if we're looking at it from a Shelly perspective, when Shelly opened their season in Kenya and was just dusting out everybody running 10.6s, then I will clearly understand it from that perspective. But Stephen doesn't train his athletes like that. They're never going to be running their best that early in the season. So for me, the options for Kenya and of course Mexico don't really make no sense. Our track is, think about it. Is Stephen Francis telling us that he will apply the Ronaldo World Cup method that he used with Shelly and Fraser Price on Shericka Jackson and have her running super fast from early on in the season? I'm talking about opening her outdoor season, killing it and blazing super fast times over that 200 meters, fast enough to challenge the world record. That would be crazy. Now, on another note, trackies, I do remember one particular trackie, and I have to shout this trackie out because let me tell you something. When I saw that comment, I thought they were crazy. They said in my comment section, and forgive me, I don't remember who the person was. If I can find the comment, I will put it on the screen. If not, I'm sure you remember yourselves. No, trackies, they said in the comment section that if Shericka Jackson wants to break the world record, then she will have to not run that 100 meters. No, trackies, when I saw that comment, I thought, are you crazy? But now hearing Stephen Francis said, I'm like, okay, I guess you were onto something. Is it a case where Shericka Jackson really cannot manage the double in both events? And I'm talking about the 100 meters and the 200 meters at a championship event and even a Diamond League event if she wants to go super fast. No, a lot of people, including if we go into the past, Noah Lyles, has underestimated how hard it is to double at a championships and break records. Now they looked at, the likes of a Usain Bolt, shattering the 100-meter world record and shattering the 200-meter world record in the same championships and thought, oh, we can do this too. Until they tried it themselves and realized that after 6 races, you are dead. So it says that Usain Bolt, and at the time Usain Bolt was doing this, it was much more races because they had one extra round for each event. But still, after looking at it, they're like, hold up, hold up, hold up. This man is superhuman, because if he could do this after so many rounds on his legs, what would he be able to do in a one-off race? So when you take things from that perspective, trackies, I definitely understand this particular trackie and what they were saying in the comment section. I do think, however, it's a bit, too much or crazy in my opinion to say drop the 100 meters. But if they're pretty sure that everything will work out on the world record side for the 200 meters, I mean, sure, go for it. But anyway, trackies, sound off in the comment section below and let me know your thoughts. Like the video, of course, and subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.